West Bank took over the big end-of-season one-day final, which had for 18 seasons been the Gillette Cup. The first finalists were Derbyshire and Northants, and that was quite a surprise, in fact, because no one expected those particular sides to win through. All the more credit then to their captains of Derbyshire, Barry Wood, and Jeff Cook of Northants. There's an overseas flavour about Derbyshire at the top. John Wright, the New Zealander, opening the batting, Peter Kirsten from South Africa, and a quota of England Test players. There's Wood himself, David Steele, Jeff Miller, the off-spinner, Bob Taylor, that immaculate wicketkeeper, and Mike Hendrick. Northants strong in batting, but only one bowler of international reputation, and that's the Pakistani Sarfraz Nawaz. With Jim Laker, the commentator, let's join in the 16th over. It's 49 for no wicket, and Barry Wood is bowling to Wayne Larkins.
Oh, he's waited for that, picked it up off his legs, beautiful shot, 6 over mid-wicket. Really was a perfect piece of timing. Liam Botham was forecasting that he might start to cut loose, and he's away with the first 6 of the day. So Larkins now facing Steele. Down the wicket, he's given it the full treatment, glorious shot straight over the top. And just bouncing short of 6, but beautifully struck.
To Wayne Larkins, and what a very good innings it's been. And not only Northamptonshire supporters will be clapping there, because this has been a splendid piece of batting from both Larkins and Jeff Cook. And there it is, that's the break they needed. Larkins switches from helmet to cap, is caught by Jeff Miller away at deep square leg. A very, very good 52 from Wayne Larkins. Played some lovely strokes, but that's the break Derbyshire had to have. Larkins caught Miller, bowled Barry Wood for 52. It's 99 for 1. Fortuitous, off the mark like that, but he's got it on the board. 1 to Alan Lamb, 42 to Cook. The 100 comes up now for Northamptonshire, having been put into bat by Derbyshire. That's a delightful stroke. Nice quick outfield, no chance of Alan Hill cutting it off, but that was a really top-class shot.
Mike drops it just a little bit short, and Jeff Cook's onto it very quickly, and he rolls the wrists over it, and it's away.
.50 to Jeff Cook, and a good innings that. And a smile of relief and pleasure there from the Northants skipper.
New one to Lamb. And have to be quick, and a very close decision. He's out, in fact. That's a great blow, beautiful piece of fielding there by Miller.
Very close decision here, which I think the batsman, Alan Lamb, will be justified in thinking that he's had a harsh and unlucky decision. Nice, superb fielding on the run at the moment of impact. There it is for everybody.
Oh, that's 4 runs. Beautiful shot. Just tried to kid Jeff Miller, who's going down the wicket. Miller dropping it short. Rocked onto the back foot and hammered it beautifully through the offside. Well, Richard Williams wasn't so keen on Soman coming close. And he's gone down the wicket, and he's repeated it. I thought he might. That's 4 runs wide of mid-on. Always remember seeing this boy when he was 16 playing in a Gillette Cup match, coming in for 1 over before lunch and hitting the last ball before lunch out the ground for 6. And the pitch in the air could be out. And it's a magnificent catch. Really is a beautiful catch there by Alan Hill. Early thoughts was that that had beaten him, and he pulled it out of the air in tremendous style. So Miller takes a wicket. Williams the man to go. Put by Hill, off the bowling of Miller for 14, and at 168 for 3 now is a Northampton score. Well, Peter Willey will be the non-striker as the batsman crossed. So it's Miller to Cook. And after that, he's content to just push it away through mid-wicket for a single.
There's a really good stroke to bring up his 100. A century to Jeff Cook, the Northham skipper. And what a good stroke. And what a good innings it's been.
Magnificent innings from Jeff Cook. One of the finest knocks I've seen him play. He's looked in total command out there all morning. And what a fine shot to bring it up with.
He's done it again. Uncharacteristically, Mike Hendrick just straying around about leg stump, and then a full toss, successive deliveries, and Jeff Cook goes to 104. His century coming up at 142 balls faced, 9 boundaries. Hendrick now to Cook. Safely away for 4 more, and that's what happens when you're flinging the bat. Some good strokes and a little bit of luck. 199 for 3 now, and Tunnicliffe bowling to Willey. And there it is, the 200 up for Northants, and this in the 52nd over. To Willey, 110 to Jeff Cook, 200 for 3. And that's out, LBW. Cook has gone. Tunnicliffe bowling left arm over the wicket. $111 for Jeff Cook. None too delighted. Looked for a moment as though he may have thought he got a touch on it. There's a great ovation for the Northham skipper. Fine innings that, and a very timely one indeed for the team being chosen to tour India. That's a finely placed shot. Feeding John Wright way around the boundary there. Good blow that from Peter Willey. Tunnicliffe now is bowling his 11th over. That's well bowled. And that's well fielded. Peter Willey has run out.
Another look at this and we'll see him freeze it right at the point of impact. When he comes, it's a very good decision. As you can see, he's just out.
Well, Barry Wood again, very well fielded. That's good cricket. It was Colin Tunnicliffe coming in, and Wood is away on the right-hand side of your picture. And very quick work there. Tunnicliffe hesitated for a moment and then was back, but didn't get back behind his stumps. Perhaps not quick enough. And there's no doubt that Jimmy Yardley is just about 2 or 3 inches out. 225 for 6. And that's going to be out. Such a good field of Peter Kirsten. George Sharp is gone for 5. It's 227 on the board now for Northants. And 7 wickets down. And he's gone, first ball. Newman strikes, 227 for 8, and Derbyshire looking good.
Paul Newman comes in here, it's his first ball. He does well to generate this kind of pace for his first ball. And it's just short ball that Neil Mander probably wasn't expecting, and it's bounced a little bit, and he's tried to get back and cut it, but it's just caught the outside edge, and a well-deserved wicket, Paul Newman.
It, and it's also the last ball of the innings. Tim Lamb bowled by Mike Hendrick. 235 Northamptonshire. Derbyshire need 236 to win, and what a good job they've done.
A fine innings by the captain, Jeff Cook, 111, though I'm not sure he won't be a bit disappointed overall. I mean, he got them to that perfect launching pad for a big score, 133 for 1 with 21 overs left, but the final total doesn't quite reflect that quite superb start. Best of the bowlers, well, Tunnicliffe with 2 for 42 and 1 wicket each for the rest of them. Well, the pitch is good and the run rate required just over 4 and over. I think that's very gettable on this particular surface. Let's join now in the 15th over. It's 41 for no wicket. Richie Benner is the commentator, and Neil Mallender is coming in to bowl to Alan Hill.
And he's gone. The first wicket goes down. Just clipped the stump on the way through and took off the off bail. So it's 41 for 1. And Hill is the batsman out, bowled by Mallender. There's a fine shot. Good solid blow that from John Wright off Mallender. And it brings up the half century now for Derbyshire, and they're doing it well here in the 19th over. Peter Willey now to bowl to Kirsten. 4. It was just that little bit too slow and too short and too wide.
It's a fine shot down the wicket. Good old-fashioned cloud over the bowler's head. That's edged away, wide of slip. And quick enough to beat third man for 4. And again, down the wicket, he's found the gap all right. There's 2 runs here. And those 2 runs for John Wright. Takes his sight past the 100 mark. 101 for 1, and 46 to Wright and 36 to Kirsten. Good accurate bowling been going on. Tim Lamb and Peter Willey. 1 or 2 slight worries now because these 2 aren't pushing it along quite as quickly as they had hoped. So Lamb to Wright. And another big shout going up for LBW, but no response again from David Constant.
Well, Timlan here, only medium pace, just short of a length. John Wright giving himself room, and it just holds up and hits him on the back leg. I would have thought that's a very good shout for LBW.
He's got it with a firm blow. And Alan Lamb doing very well to save the boundary. So the applause finally for John Wright goes through to 51. Received 122 balls, he's struck 7 fours, but it's taken them into the 39th over.
That's good running again by Kirsten. It's the sort of thing you have to do in limited over games, and it brings him his half century. Goes to 50. Wright has made 59, 129 for 1 now. Oh, good shot. Good shot. And Mallender in trouble there, jarring himself in delivery, and it was very short.
There it is, short ball from Mallender, and John Wright was back onto it very quickly and pulled it away.
It's 164 for 1 now in the 48th over. And he's out. LBW. John Wright goes 76. LBW to Mallender. Kirsten is 63. It's 164 for 2 now.
And John Wright's gone here for another one over mid-wicket. He's misjudged the length a little bit, and he looks pretty adjacent there, right in front. But nevertheless, a fine innings for his team, and he's put them back in with a chance of winning this game.
Way off the mark with that one, but just a single out there to deep cover. And 65 for 2. Break now for Mallender. All 3 wickets to fall to this young medium pacer, and this game has come alight. 165 for 3. Kirsten goes for 63. Wood has made 1, and complete disappointment there for Peter Kirsten.
Neil Mallender bowls this ball. It just comes in a fraction more, and Peter Kirsten's there hitting around it. Very well bowled.
That's a shot that he plays very well. Anything round the leg area, he's whipped that away for 4, and 4 very valuable and vital runs. Oh, and he's bowling with a beauty. So Barry Wood goes out for 10. Beautifully bowled there by Sarfraz, who cut that down the hill. And 189 for 4 now is the Derbyshire score in the 53rd over. And he's bowled them. Played back, rather. I would have thought instead of forward, that one hurried through a bit. And a very dejected, disappointed David Steele goes without scoring, which moves Derby on now to 190 for 5. It's on the increase the whole time. 8.14 wanted. Well, Miller will look for 2 here. He's picked his fielder, I think. and there's mate 2 successfully. So those 2 runs to Miller takes Derby on to the 200 mark. Swung in the full toss, and that's a gift for him. Jeff Miller's put it into the crowd for 6. So it's back to 8 and over now, and this is still on. Don't let anybody get the idea that this cricket is stage managed. He's coming back for the second, a close call, and that was a finger. It was a very, very risky and dicey second run. So it's young Kim Barnett who has to go. Well, it was his choice to go back for the second. He decided to go, but he was always going to be struggling.
And comes Jim Griffiths here. Jeff hits a pretty solid shot out in the mid-off area. Pete Willey comes round to it, and I think Kim Barnett had set himself up for 2 and just put his head down and ran. And if the throw hadn't been right, they'd have made it. And perhaps if he didn't have to run round Jeff, because he's only just a foot or so out. Whereas if he'd have gone in the straight line, it might have been a lot closer.
Oh, that's in a totally unexpected position. Sliced away, 4 runs for Tunnicliffe, and now it's the Derby supporters' time to cheer.
I wouldn't think Safras will be very pleased with this ball, because he's got most of his fielders on the leg side boundary, and he's bowled that with width outside the off stump. And Colin Tunnicliffe, as you see here, has hit it well and hit it very, very hard. He's a very strong lad.
Well, we're down to 13 off 10 balls, under 8 again. And that's skyward. It's going away from Mullen. It could be a big hit, and he's made it. 4 more. Second run was to win. It's Griffiths bowling this time instead of batting. And there's runs there, and very vital and valuable ones. If it goes through for 4, it's not quite gone for 4. They turn in for 3. No, they're not. Miller quite rightly is retaining the strike. But it really is very, very dark out there now. So Griffith to Miller. And once again it's a single. So you couldn't get a better finish, could you? 4 off 4 balls. And all this in a final here at Lord's.
It'll be interesting to see what Colin Tunnicliffe does here now, whether he goes for the big hit or whether he just tries to run it around.
Well, it says there 4 runs off 3 balls, but 3 runs, of course, would be enough, because at this stage there's only 6 wickets down for Derby. Northants having lost 9, and both sides will remember what happened in the semi-final. Well, again, it's the single. Still quite a number of gaps for the single. So it's again a single, and now you'll see the entire Northant side converge on these two batsmen. So one run now for these two. It's now been explained to the public that one run is sufficient to give them a tie, but with only 6 wickets down to the 9 that Northant's lost would be enough. This could take a little while. There's lots of consultations going on at the moment. Who should go where? That's Alan Lamb is coming in close because he's one of the sharper Northants fielder. Cook himself is going in close on the onside, and here it comes, the last ball of the match. Only one needed by Derby. Can they do it? They're coming for anything. It's a late bar, and it's happened again. Absolutely incredible. Two batsmen kissing each other in the middle. The scores are level after a long day's cricket. 120 overs, the score's level, but Derby win this first Nat West Trophy because they've lost fewer wickets. They've lost 6 to the 9 lost by Northants.
Well, really amazing, isn't it? Scores level, fewer wickets lost. Derbyshire winning their first ever one-day title. New sponsors delighted, Derbyshire delirious. But spare a thought for poor Northants. After a brilliant campaign, which you must remember lasts over 2 months, they died the cruelest of deaths, with the Nat West Trophy almost in their grasp. Well, it was no consolation, I guess, for them when that great West Indian batsman, Vivian Richards, nominated his man of the match as Jeff Cook, the Northants captain. But on the day, I promise you, no one disagreed with that. And so the Nat West Bank Trophy, 1982, Surrey against Warwickshire. And an innovation here, play was due to begin at 10 o'clock. That's quite something. Just imagine the players turning up for net practice at 8 a.m. Let's take a look at the teams. For Surrey, their fast man Sylvester Clarke had passed a fitness test, and linked with the swing and seam of Robin Jackman, they were really a threat in the early morning conditions, imagining some moisture around. Unfortunately, their test off-spinner, Pat Pocock, was unfit, and so it turned out they had no spinner at all. But Surrey were very much the favourites. And Warwickshire, well, they just had occasional outstanding bursts from outstanding players, and it just might happen that they would come good on the day. Alvin Khalid-Sharan, Dennis Amos with the bat, and Bob Willis with the ball. There was a lot of talk about moisture in the pitch. It was so early, and the captains, in fact, tossed up at 9:30 a.m. Roger Knight won it. He put Warwickshire into bat. So let's join Richie Benno now in the commentary box, the second over, and the score is 3 for no wicket.
That's gone. Beaten for pace there, and perhaps a little movement off the seam. Andy Lloyd goes. LBW to Jackman. First Warwickshire wicket goes down with 3 on the board.
And there wasn't much doubt about this. Robin Jackman starting at just outside the off stump, coming down the hill, and I should think that might have plucked the middle stump out.
He's gone. Trotter on the stump, slipped in going for the run or at the end of the stroke. The second Warwickshire wicket goes down. Surrey players weren't following the flight of the ball. They were very quick to notice that the foot had slipped back onto that off stump.
Here we see it again. He goes forward, then goes back onto his back foot, and his back foot just slips there. You can see it slip and just nudge the off stump. And there's so many batsmen these days do batting crepes that's always more liable to happen.
Just about every form of protection on him there. And he's bowled him all over the place. Middle stump goes out, and Amos playing across it, round it, and not a shot that he'd, or rather fancied, want to see repeated. So 42 for 3, and a second wicket for David Thomas. And he's gone. Nice catch by Jack Richards. Thomas strikes again, and that's not going to do his chances of going to Australia any harm at all. 48 now for 4, with Thomas taking 3. 3 for 4. And Humpage, like Amiss, goes for 0.
They've got Thomas coming at bowling again, a bit wide of the off stump. Not a good shot that. He could have let the delivery go, but it just did carry to Jack Richards, and Warwickshire now are in big trouble here.
And trouble here, and it's gone. Yes, run out, goes for the single. That really is tragedy for Warwickshire. Needless wicket thrown away. Kalitcharan refusing the call, sending him back, but never ever able to beat the throw. 51 for 5, and Warwickshire really in the mire. And he's beautifully caught. Magnificent catch by Howarth at slip. Kalitcharan goes. Knight takes the wicket. Disaster for Warwickshire at 52 for 6.
They've got Kalitcharan again. He gets fairly well forward. You can see he plays a shot, so that ball would go fairly quick. And he tried to get 2 hands to it, did Howarth, but in fact he caught it in 1. A very fine catch indeed, that. He made a lot of ground there.
And he's given him LBW. Clarke strikes. So Ferreira goes for 8. 67 for 7, Warwickshire.
He's in good form, Jeff Howarth. He's a fine slip fielder. He's taken 2 blinders today. First one diving away to his right to catch Kalitcharan, and now to pick up Chris Lethbridge.
All the way through, thick outside edge. So that brings the 100 up for Warwickshire. Edged away wide of Howarth this time. So 4 somewhat fortunate runs coming Asif Din's way. Most courageous, gutsy effort by these two. In all kinds of trouble here at 74 for 8. So that's a great roar going up. A single from Asif Din puts together a 50 partnership. There's the last wicket for him at 74, now on to 124.
Really good shot. And Warwickshire supporters are finding heart and voice now out there.
Well, this was a fine shot, probably the shot of the day. It really, no pick-up or anything, just a flick of the wrist, and the ball just sped to the square leg boundary. Beautiful shot, beautiful timing.
That's out. Instantly given by umpire Harold Bird.
There, Jackman bowling. Pitches round about off stump just outside and came back up the hill a bit.
And that's the end of the innings, 158. Sylvester Clarke, who bowled with fiery pace throughout despite the back injury that almost kept him out of the match, has claimed his 2nd wicket and the last one to fall for Warwickshire. 158, with Gladstone Small, the man, out for 33. Good knock that, and Bob Willis remained 8 not out.
It was a struggle for Warwickshire, and it was only thanks to the batting by those chosen to bowl that Warwickshire got near to using up their 60 overs. Asif Din and Gladstone Small and Bob Willis. Great rearguard action. In fact, the last 2 wickets more than double the score. We'll take a look at the bowling. It's a happy sight for Surrey supporters. 2 each for Sylvester Clarke and Robin Jackman. And Roger Knight, just look at that, incredible, 2 for 14 in 12 overs. And hidden in these figures is Dave Thomas's devastating spell of 3 for 1 in 11 balls. So 159 to win. Could Surrey make a good start? We join in the 9th over. Richie Benno, your commentator, and the score is 49 for no wicket.
It's Willis bowling to Jeff Howarth. Eleventh no ball of the innings, and the 50 comes up. Really a waste by the Warwickshire bowlers, who are trying desperately hard. Perhaps trying a little bit too hard. There's a good shot. Beautifully timed, well placed, and played with a minimum of effort. He's holding it up for court. Jeff Howarth's not sure, but the fielder says yes, and Howarth goes straight away. The first wicket down. Chris Lethbridge has claimed the wicket of Geoffrey Howarth, caught by Phil Oliver at mid-on.
Short of a length, bad delivery really. Pulled it quite firmly off the back foot, didn't quite middle it. And a good catch at the finish, because he had to dive forward, and he probably won't pick it up very quickly looking to the crowd. So a good catch.
And picking the gap on the onside this time. And Butcher going through for the 2 runs he requires to go through for 50. And a very good 50 it's been. Been in command ever since the first ball. Played some beautiful shots on both sides of the wicket. And really has had a marvellous end of the season run. His third 50 in this competition, 4 fours, small to Butcher. And short, that's hammered through mid-wicket, 4 runs. It's Alan Butcher's best score in this competition. He's gone past the 53 he made in the semi-final against Middlesex. It's edged wider slip and races away for 4 very lucky runs for Alan Butcher. Small to Smith. It's a no ball short, wouldn't have made much difference. Bad ball and pulled away quite viciously by Smith for 4.
And a fine shot this. Smith standing up straight and giving that the short arm.
All 5 bowlers have been used in vain by Warwickshire. This wicket has got progressively better as the day has gone on, and Butcher strokes another way through off the back foot. Not a great deal of interest shown by the fielder either, as it races through for 4 more.
And Alan Butcher very reminiscent of John Edridge square of the wicket there.
And that's it. Put over the top by Alan Butcher, and Surrey finally have found success in a final here at Lord's. 4 years on the trot. They lost the first 3, but it's been an overwhelming victory here by the very substantial margin of 9 wickets, and Alan Butcher carrying his bat for a really brilliant 86. And they've done it with 27 overs and 4 balls to spare.
Well, an easy win, a bit disappointing for the spectators, but always likely to happen in a one-day contest. Agony for the losers, of course, but a fine performance by Alan Butcher, 86 compact and classy runs. And the bowling, well, no luck all round, and this is one set of figures Warwickshire would like to condemn to the dustbin, I think. And the man of the match, well, Dennis Compton was the great cricketer who chose that, and he, of course, went for Dave Thomas for that astonishing spell of bowling. Nat West Trophy final 1983, and Somerset are here to play Kent. And neither side can call themselves strangers at all to Lord's, because Somerset, for example, are here in their 6th final, and they've produced a nice bit of one-upmanship because they described Lord's as their second home. I think Kent could have said that about Lord's in the 70s, but in fact they haven't been here for a final since 1978. Now, there was a capacity crowd, but it was a murky day, and over the pavilion here the wind was whipping in, really unpleasant. And in fact, the start was delayed and the game reduced from 60 overs to a 50-over match. Let's take a look at the teams there. Somerset without their captain Brian Rose, so Ian Botham took over. And the key men, all present and correct, those two vital West Indians, Vivian Richards and Joel Garner. And on the Kent side, well, a bundle of all-round talent with Alan Knott, that brilliant keeper behind the stumps, and the most frugal of bowlers, Derek Underwood. Chris Tavray won the toss for Kent, and he decided to put Somerset into bat, preferring to chase the runs, so we'll pick up the story at the beginning of Somerset's innings. Jim Laker's commentating for the second over of the day, and Richard Ellison is bowling to Peter Roebuck.
A bit of swing there, but over pitch half volley, cracked away through the offside by Roebuck there. Good, firm, confident shot from the Somerset opener, and the first boundary of the morning. Well, that caught the outside edge, a little bit of outswing. Counts as 4 more, not where Roebuck intended, but looking to get on the front foot and edging the outswinger. Oh, well bowled. That's out, yes. Looked pretty plumb too, David Evans, no hesitation at all. And a very quick, lively delivery getting through Peter Denny's defence there. So the first wicket goes down with 10 on the board, and we're just in the third over.
Yes, Peter Denning not getting far enough forward to that delivery, and it's encouraging to see Graham Dilley bowling so well.
And he's bowling all over the place. Oh, Dilley strikes again. Roebuck loses his middle stump, and Somerset are 20 for 2.
This is a very fine piece of fast bowling this morning from Graham Dilley. There we see that action wide of the crease, going into Roebuck and straight through the gate, and one of the best sights a fast bowler can ever see, the middle stump almost removed from the ground.
Great stroke. And that's the problem in bowling to a marvellous player, the skill of Vivian Richards. Jarvis has got that strong breeze coming in from, well, now it's just about over his left shoulder as he's coming in, and he's moving the ball down the slope. No easy runs out there at the moment. Safely away. Frustrating for Jarvis. 4 more runs to Slocum. Oh, great stroke. What a super shot that was.
Superb timing. Just a little push and a flick of the wrist, and that went so fast up the hill.
Richards has dominated the strike in this partnership. All these good players seem to have the ability to do that. Well, I'd mark that down as quite a deliberate stroke.
Beautiful stroke.
You need a good eye to do that. Tavray is round about 4th slip now. Absolute beauty.
Once again, Viv Richards looking to play that on the onside, holding up and beating him outside the off stump. What a good ball. That's 4 more, and that
quite where he intended to go. Well caught. Graham Johnson away to his right. There's the breakthrough. It's not Richards, but Slocum who's gone. Caught Johnson. Bowled Baptiste for 20, and it's 89 for 3.
Phil Slocum chasing this wide one. Not quite a half volley. And a very good catch at slip there. That went very fast.
$50 for Viv Richards. He's gone, and Dilley, brought back from the pavilion end, has done the job. Alan Knott moved smartly away to his right. It was a good catch as well, but a very good piece of bowling. Richards gone for 51. It's 95 for 4, and Kent right back in the game.
Botham to face Cowdrey for the first time. Short, hooked away high in the air. It's going to be out. Yes, very safely pouts at deep square leg. Graham Johnson, one of the safest pairs of hands in first-class cricket, makes no mistake. And that's a great blow struck by Cowdrey. Botham goes for 9. Caught by Johnson off the bowling of Cowdrey. And 112 for 5 now is the Somerset score.
Ian Botham unable to resist a challenge at any time, and Chris Cowdrey's loaded the gun, and Ian's fired his own bullets here. I think that's a pretty thick edge, goes pretty high, and Graham Johnson judges the catch superbly.
Valuable runs there, only leg byes, nothing to Poppl's own total. He did well to get across there, but Alan Knott doesn't miss too many of those.
Yes, that's absolutely right, Richie. Little outside edge, away swinger. And I think 9 times out of 10 you'd have backed Knotty to catch that one.
It's very close. It's even closer than that. Everett Constant had no hesitation down there. Jarvis strikes.
And this one came down the hill. Oh, my goodness, I reckon that would have knocked the middle out.
Well, they've decided they have to try and take to Chris Cowdrey. He's bowled very well out there. Chris Cowdrey has done himself some sort of an injury. It looks like a knee.
This is one of the peculiarities about the Lord's ground, that little upslope just in front of the pavilion. Now, I think he whacked his knee against the wall, in fact.
Should be out. Is out. Absolutely dead straight out to the man at mid-off. Popplewell has gone for 35, and that's another blow for Somerset.
Yes, and Nigel Popplewell making a bit of room for himself and flat batting this, and he's a little bit unlucky, I think. Hit it straight to Chris Cowdrey. It really could have gone anywhere.
Great shot. Lovely free swing of the bat.
That was a tremendous strike. Picked it up, good length ball, nothing wrong with the delivery. And he picked that up from off the off stump, and it went high into the grandstand.
Oh, well, good Yorker, and he'd need to be quick. He's out. And Garner knew it, he just kept running. So a wicket falling after that 6 was hit.
Very quick reaction this on Chris Cowdery's part. He's off like a shot as soon as he sees Mark start. And it's really no contest if he hits the wicket. And there he is. My goodness, Joel made a great effort to get in.
In the air. Safely caught. Mark Benson at deep square. Marks is out for 29. Graves remains 3 not out. Total is 193. Cowdery picks up his 2nd wicket. And it's 194 to win for Kent. They've got to make them at 3.88 runs per over.
The final Somerset card then, the main stand between Slocum and Richards of 69. And what a dramatic turn when Richards was caught behind off that last ball before lunch. Popplewell and Marks did well, and in the conditions, remember, it's a 50-over contest. This is a target that will require some positive batting. As for the bowling, Graham Dilley was the bowling star, 4 for 29, and in front of the England selectors, who soon afterwards chose him for the England Winter Tour. Chris Cowdery did well too, 2 for 29. So now for Kent's reply, we'll join them in the 3rd over, bowled by Joel Garner, Kent's major obstacle, of course, and Mark Benson is facing, in the commentary box, is Jim Laker.
And he's beautifully taken at first slip, magnificent catch, and Garner once again has broken through in the very first over. Benson goes without scoring, and Kent a 1 down without a run on the board.
A superb delivery from Joel Garner, leaving Benson, turns him round, and a fine catch at first slip.
So Benson gone without a run on the board. Beautifully caught at slip, and his replacement at number 3 is Chris Cowdery. And that's right away. And downed Viv Richards at 3rd slip. Cold day to get the slip catch, and a nasty rap on the thumb.
This is a very sharp chance. Chris Cowdery going back, almost guiding the ball to the direction of 3rd slip, and a rare missed chance by Viv Richards, who must be one of the best slip fielders in the world.
And beautifully timed stroke, obviously. Very dangerous place to bowl at Chris Cowdery. He's very powerful there. And he timed that beautifully. Again, up the hill.
He's done it again. Perhaps not with quite the same number of runs, but certainly with the same degree of timing. And Somerset have 2 tasks out there. One is to keep the run rate at such a stage that can begin to panic. The other is to take wickets, but at the moment, Cowdery is just getting away from them with 4 and 3. And Botham to come in now from the pavilion end. Well, that looked to me like a chance. If Richards has already put 1 down.
And this moving up the hill. Chris Cowdery pushing at that. And it looked as though it carried.
And a good blow that Marks with his flight and guile has defeated Graham Johnson. And that is a really good blow for Somerset. They desperately needed one at that moment. They're trying to apply the brakes and pick up wickets at the same time. Good hit. A good, clean smash straight down the ground. Go back. And that is absolute tragedy Big marks. Good delivery that. He speared it in at leg stump. Tavares played a similar shot to the one that gained him 4 runs earlier. And that's a very important breakthrough for Somerset once again. Of course, Cowdery now has to face marks. Oh, beautifully done. Beautifully done. I'm surprised he didn't do himself an injury in jumping at marks. We might have lost our off-spinner, but it was a great piece of work. Cowdery going without scoring. Stump guard, bowled marks, and it's 73 for 4. Oh, what a lovely piece of wicket-keeping. Don't do him an injury, both, but just give him a little pat on the back.
This is super work. And Aslett well out.
Not swinging away on the leg side. 4 very valuable runs to see 3 figures on the board. And he's bowled him. Good ball there from Botham. Brought it back down the hill. And the gap between Pad and Baptiste goes for 16. And Kent in big trouble now at 112 for 6. And it didn't have to move a great deal to find that quite substantial gap there. Oh, it's a big slog. Is it going to be out? No, it's cleared. It's 6. That's a mighty blow there from Aslett, picking up Colin Dredge, putting him right over the deep square leg boundary for 6. That's high in the air. I think that's the end of Aslett. Yes, he's gone. Caught by Roebuck at mid-on. Last valiant attempt, failing there for Kent and for Aslett. So Dredge takes the wicket. 126 for 7, not out for 17. Roebuck bowled Dredge.
Aslett, he's really got to have a go at pretty nearly everything. Getting a top edge on that, trying to hit it over mid-wicket, and Peter Roebuck in this difficult light, judging that very nicely.
So the batsman crossed. It'll be Ellison to face Dredge. That's a good-looking shot. And it's cleared deep square. Has it gone over the rope? Umpire waiting. Yes, indeed it has. Not by very much, but 6 good runs there to Richard Ellison. That completes. Got a lively over there from Dredge. So Gunner again. That's it. That's the one he was looking for. But it was a no ball, so he survives. Everything's happening over the last few minutes. 6s, 4s, wickets, no balls.
And the fact it was a no ball didn't make any difference really. He was playing the same shot whatever happened.
Really wound into that one. Beautiful shot. There have been occasions over the past when Graham Dilley has looked a particularly good player.
And a fine straight drive this. Full swing of the bat. Straight over the top of Colin Dredge's head. Bouncing 4.
Well, he's in trouble there, I think. Must have just got that nerve on the inside of the knee, Tom.
Very painful. He really is in agony there. It may even, with him swinging across the line, it may have even got just inside the padding. And if he was hit full on the knee, But that one, my goodness. Oh, I think it did. It missed the pad and hit him just above the knee.
Well, you got a choice of runner. Chris Cowdery is the man coming out. So Dilley takes strike. And he's bowled him, and Botham's going to enjoy that one. That could, in fact, be the final nail in Kent's coffin. A brave effort from Graham Dilley. But it's 160 now for 8. Quite a useful ball, this, in fact, from Ian Botham, whether Dilley was swinging or not. But it pitched just about leg stump, hit the top of the middle. Oh, well bowled. That's the inimitable Yorker. The one that's brought Garner so many wickets. Botham is grateful. His colleagues are delighted, because it means that Kent now are 162 for 9, with only Kevin Jarvis to come. So Botham recalls Colin Dredge. He got himself into an unusual position to give Dredge the wicket, and everybody herring off as this big Lord's crowd converges over the sacred turf here. 169 all out then, Kent. And Somerset managing to pick up this Nat West Trophy after struggle here all day, in the end by a margin of 24 runs.
Kent can't really complain about the poor light at the end there, because they chose to bat second. Well, it was the partnership between Johnson and Tavare of 60 which first sent Kent's hopes soaring, but as happens so often for Somerset, Garner frustrates the batsman with figures like this, and then they take liberties against Vic Marks and his off-spin, and he's far too cunning a bowler for that. He had Kent 73 for 4 in no time at all. And at the end, it was Bob Willis who was here judging the man of the match, and he had no hesitation in pointing the finger at Victor Marks, and everyone here agreed with him. Nat West final 1984, and Kent were back at Lord's to try again. This time Middlesex, their opponents, with a lot of local support, a full house on a gloriously sunny day. Let's take a look at the teams. The captains, Chris Tavare still in charge of Kent, and Mike Gatting is the Middlesex captain. Well, Kent were obviously taken very seriously as the side who'd got through to this final for the second year running. Though there were major adjustments to the seam bowling department. There's no Graham Dilley this time, out for the summer with a neck operation. No Eldine Baptiste. The overseas bowler, in fact, is Terry Alderman from Australia, and Kevin Jarvis joined him with the new ball. More depressing, perhaps, for Kent, Alan Knott was unfit, and young Stuart Waterton took over behind the stumps. Now, Middlesex have an extraordinary squad made up almost wholly of Test cricketers. Only Wilf Slack and Simon Hughes had not played for England at that stage, and Slack, in fact, was soon to do so. The pitch looked plain. I think they always should be plain, helpful to the batsmen in these one-day finals. And we join in the first over. It's the third ball. Richie Benno is your commentator, and Norman Cowans is coming from the nursery end to bowl to Mark Benson.
First run, Benson off the mark. Great moment for all those Kent players and for the Middlesex ones today. Daniel now to Benson. Good shot. These limited overs matches, he really has performed very well.
Yes, well, there's nothing like a shot like this to give the batsman a bit of confidence early on, and Benson certainly played this very well indeed.
Cowans from the nursery end. Taylor taking strike. Just whizzing away to the boundary. There's some young lads stationed around there to retrieve the ball, keep the game moving. That's a lovely shot from Neil Taylor.
And certainly no pace in this wicket at all for the quick bowlers. It's really a good wicket to play the quicker bowlers on, and possibly the slower medium pace bowlers will be harder to get away than the genuine quickies.
There's good run in. There's going to be 4 overthrows though here. And Taylor going to pick up 5 runs. Taylor knowing as soon as it caught for the run that he'd have to motor here. Slack moving in. Quite justified in attempting the run out. Taylor again to face. That's beaten Barlow, it'll go for 4. So 50 comes up for Kent in the 17th over. And takes Neil Taylor on to 30. The tall, soldierly figure there of Philip Edmonds. Silly point in for Mark Benson, deep square leg. Man behind, saving the single, and 3 more on the leg side. So just 3 on the off. I come over the wicket to the left-hander. That's a good shot. Good stroke. A couple of paces down the wicket to the pitch. Hit it clearly and safely.
And this beautifully struck by Mark Benson. He doesn't really swing the bat very far. Very powerful.
Lovely piece of work by Downton and beautifully bowled by Embury. It's a little drag forward by the left-hander. That's a delightful piece of bowling. 49 to Taylor, 96 for 1, and the umpire's view. You can see here exactly what Harold Bird saw. It's a great piece of bowling. Very good piece of wicket-keeping as well, because he was starting to go down the leg side, and a splendid piece of umpiring because the toe is sliding back into the crease there, but just a little bit too late. Chris Tavray will be working out in his mind out there, and possibly has been doing on paper as well, the possible score. You can generally get reasonably close to it by looking at the halfway mark. I reckon at halfway, which was the end of the last over, Kent were looking at 240. Well, they might have been a few moments ago, but that'll make it more difficult. Wolf Slack with his gentle and rather innocuous looking slow medium seamers has struck the second blow for Middlesex. 98 for 2. Taylor trying to push one for his 50.
Yes, and Taylor running this through the onside and playing right across it.
And trouble here. And he's gone, run out. Well, took a great chance there, Derek Aslett. Caught for the run by Chris Tavray. He was a bit late setting off. And the throw good enough to see the end of this promising young Kent player.
Yes, going for the sweep, running off both sets of pads. And Butch coming in very quick, but throwing it very quickly to the other end.
Away he goes. Downton takes the catch. He's having quite a good day. Good stumping. And the catch there of Tavray. And now Kent have real problems.
Yeah, I suppose you're a little bit unlucky. It must have been a very fine nick, that, but not a stroke that Chris Tavray would be very proud of. But in these circumstances, you've got to improvise a bit, and he certainly was improvising there.
Downs is the fielder. Chris Cowdery, the batsman. And he is the key man in this innings for Kent. Valuable runs. Good touch today. Hughes' length has been much too variable out there.
And it's that time of the day. It's all got to go now.
Ellison's looking for two again. Cowan's the fielder. And they'll get it again. .200 up now for Kent. If they're aiming at 240, they have about 5 more overs in which to make them.
Daniel and to Cowdery. That's a good 50. Very skillfully played shot. That wasn't an edge. It was run down in that direction. And the crowd rise to him. What a very good innings this has been. He's only had 52 balls. He's scampered the runs. He's included 4 boundaries and helped to put Kent right again. Daniel with 2 more overs to come. And that's a great yahoo. And it's connected. 6 runs. Well, not many times Daniel is put over deep square. A real Sunday afternoon swing there by Cowdery, connected.
Well, a tremendous heave this by Chris Cowdery. And it just clears square leg.
And the full toss and his hold out. Beautifully caught there by Clive Radley, low down on his left. At the end of a fine partnership that. They put 50 on in just 48 balls. And Chris Cowdery is out for 58, making Kent 217 for 5 in the 58th over.
Chris Cowdery making a bit of room for himself there and smashing that straight down Cover's throat. Marvellous catch there by Clive Radley.
So we've got 5 men in the inner ring now. Daniel to Johnson. And trouble here. Oh dear. Graham Johnson run out. Very first ball. Looking for the singles. He went. Ellison didn't.
Well, here they are. They set off. And in fact, Richard Ellison did begin to go. But committed suicide there.
Still the 4 men in the inner circle for this very last ball of the Kent innings. The full toss, which Ellison is connected with. So we'll slack a line on 2. Save the 4, that was the important thing. And the Kent innings ends at 232 for 6. Leaving Ellison not out 23 and Waterton not out 4.
Well, that's a good score. The pitch was not what it looked at the start. It was slow and the bounce a little uneven. So Chris Cowdery's 58 or 56 balls was a special effort indeed. As for the bowling, interesting to see how effective Wilf Slack was, and John Embury with his 12 overs for only 27 runs and that 1 wicket. So Middlesex need 233 to win, just under 4 and over. We're going to join play now in the 6th over. It's 15 for no wicket. Richie Benno is the commentator, and Kevin Jarvis is about to bowl to Graham Barlow.
Glorious stroke. Barlow just leaning into that, and the timing was perfect. The rate has gone up to just over 4 and over. Underwood is the man at third man. Going to look for 2 on his arm. Good running, good thinking. Doing a good touch today, Graham Barlow.
Yes, a beautifully timed shot here off his toes by Graham Barlow. It wasn't a full half volley, but he used the pace of the ball and just turned it away to square leg, and it really raced to the boundary.
Beautifully caught. The young man makes a name for himself, taking the catch of Kevin Jarvis. Stuart Waterton takes the first catch, and Barlow will be very annoyed about that. He really was striking the ball well, and he must have had in mind another 4 runs from that.
Yes, a little bit unlucky really, but it just ran down the hill and got a little tickle, and that was the wicket that Kent badly wanted, because Middlesex were really cruising along very well indeed.
Runs all right this time. 10 beautifully off his legs by Gatting. A class shot there. Brings him 4 runs. He moves on to 5.
Yes, well, there's nobody hits the ball much out of the Mike Gatting when he's going well, and this one just turned off his legs. It really sped away to the square leg boundary.
So this could be a good contest. Ellison to Gatting. And again, it's a beautiful shot. Straight onto the leg side and was clipped again through mid-wicket for 4. So 50 up for Middlesex. Gatting going into double figures.
Yes, when Gatting hits it, nobody bothers to run. The fielders, nobody. It really just speeds away. Beautifully timed. Just a flick of the wrists again.
And he's bowled in, and that's changed it a little bit. Ellison takes his first wicket. Just came in just a fraction to Will Slack. Sufficient movement to find the tiny gap, and Slack goes for 20, leaving Middlesex 60 for 2 in the 20th over.
And here, Will Slack playing a bit of a loose drive there, really, and just coming slightly down the hill, through the gap, clipping the off stump.
A triumph for the left armour. One of the great bowlers the world has seen, Derek Underwood. A beautifully flighted delivery there. That got through Roland Butcher's defence. And that is trouble now for Middlesex.
Getting on 37. It's in the air, and he's gone. So Tavri comes into his own in that unusual position for him up mid-on. And that's a critical blow for Middlesex. Gatting, their captain, on whom they place so much reliance here, has gone for 37, making them 124 for 4. Wicket for Jarvis as Tavri takes the catch. Are we going to get a 4? I say, what a day he's having. This is a round of applause as we've heard today. Well, it's gone through for 4 runs. Long overdue boundary there for Middlesex. Takes them past the 150 mark. So he's Downton on to 13.
Yeah, this was a good shot by Paul Downton. Hit right through it in the air, but hit it very well indeed, no problem.
He's gone for 4 more. I think some of the fielders saw that very clearly, but Downton did. Smack in the middle of the bat. And another excellent shot.
Yes, and the ball of full length, and Paul Downton got inside it and picked it up over mid-wicket. A beautiful clean hit. And this is what Middlesex badly needed, just that bit of impetus to keep them going now.
Fumble. Jarvis, they pick up 2 runs for it.
But this is a very, very crucial part of this contest now, to see whether Derek Underwood can regain the initiative for Kent.
Same shot, same result, just a single to Ellison. .50 partnership up. Splendid performance from Downton and Radley. A great shot. 50 for Clive Radley. Only 67 balls faced. Only 1 boundary, but what a good innings it's been. Smashing shot. Don't worry about the gloom. Just fling your bat at it.
And a magnificent shot there by Paul Downton. Well pitched up, pretty wide. And he flat batted that for 4. And things looking good for Middlesex.
They'll get 2 for this. And that's another good over for Middlesex. The 200 comes up. There's a roar around this ground from over 20,000 spectators.
Richard Ellison going to continue from the nursery end.
And he's done the trick. Radley's gone. And it's Tavery again. Ellison comes on at the end of a great performance from Clive Radley. He goes for 67. 211 for 5. Exactly 4 and over. It's lofted high in the air. It's got to go. Yes, and he's out. Well, very surprising shot there by Paul Downton. He won't forgive himself for that. Absolutely no need for it. And Chris Crowdy, one of the safest pair of hands in the business, made no mistake. Gone for 1, he's got to come back for 2. Racing in, and he's made it. So got it down to run a ball now. What's Tavery going to do about the field? Still not making any change. Relying on his bowlers to bowl a dot ball here. It's one more, couldn't be more thrilling. Phil Edmonds, who hasn't been there very long, he's only got 4, he's breathing hard now. He's made that for 1. Embry has slipped.
Well,
So the score's a level. So this is going to bring another conference. He's got to bring all the fielders in now. There's no option. They've got to save the single. That's all Kent have got to do to win this match. Some anxious faces up there, 1 or 2 not daring to look. So what does Embry do? Does he have a swing, hope to clear him? Could be a run out, of course. If he doesn't middle it, the odds have got to be on a run out here. There they go. Last ball. He's got it away. Embry has won it for Middlesex. Clipped it off his legs, found the gap. It's gone for 4. And Middlesex have won this match. We've never had a more thrilling finish here at Lord's. They've won it by a margin of 4 wickets.
At first, it looked as if Derek Underwood's magnificent bowling, 1 for 25 of 12 overs, had suffocated Middlesex early on. But that stand between Radley and Downton of 87 swung the innings back on course, and how well Embry and Edmonds performed with the bat too. Good effort by Jarvis with the ball, 3 important wickets for him, Barlow, Gatting and Downton, for under 4 and over too, and tremendous stuff by Derek Underwood, of course. Well, after it was all over, the West Indian captain, Clive Lloyd, nominating the man of the match, decided that it should be Clive Radley, the old pro, very popular character here at Lord's, for his special knack of winning this particular brand of cricket. Fascination of the 1985 Nat West Cup final was that whichever side won would be a new name inscribed on the now well-known Nat West Trophy. Would it be Essex or would it be Notts? Essex were very much the favourites. Under Keith Fletcher, they'd won almost everything for the past 10 years, except, by the way, this end-of-season one-day final. Notts were a fine side too, built, as they are, around the all-round excellence of Richard Hadley, the New Zealander, and their South African captain. What a shrewd man he is, Clive Rice. Only one piece of fitness news, or rather unfitness. Neil Foster of Essex went down with glandular fever the day before, and so young Ian Pont found himself with a new ball on this big occasion. Clive Rice won the toss and he decided to field. We'll join it now in the 4th over. It's 1 for no wicket, and Kevin Cooper is coming in to bowl to Graham Gooch, Jim Laker in the commentary box.
Well, first runs off the bat, have to be hurried. You have a sharp and alert Randall there. Look at that great shot there of Randall, on the move, on the prowl. He had a long, long way to go for it. But every time he picks the ball up, it's full of danger for the batsman. Hadley again to Gooch. He's finally got him away through that short boundary, mid-wicket for 4. Cooper again to Hardy. And he's got it through. Launched into that one. Good length ball again. Hit it on the up. And it's 4 runs to Hardy.
A great stroke this. You can see hitting on top of the bounce. Really throwing the bat at it.
And 50 up for Essex, 52 for no wicket. And he's got no chance of stopping that one. So Gooch has broken free, momentarily perhaps. That was a stroke of authority. Fifth bowler about to start now. Andy Pick is coming in from the pavilion end. Good shot. The man out at extra cover can cut it off. That's Billy Hemmings, and nicely fielded, but Brian Hardy goes to 50. Very good performance.
Clive Rice once again. Another sprawling dive, all in vain. 26 overs, bringing 82 for Essex after they were put into bat here this morning when Clive Rice won the toss. Still to be Andy Pick. And that's a big hit straight.
Marvellous strike this. Beautiful follow through.
Clive Rice doing the rounds. We've seen 5 quicker bowlers now, and it's the turn of Eddie Hemmings, the off spinner. So the 100 comes up. So they've accelerated through the second 50. First 50 coming off 107 balls. And 68 balls, that's all the second 50 has taken. So Gooch goes down the wicket, just pushes it clear of the bowler. Goes on to what looked a fairly inevitable 50 after he overcame those first few overs. A big 6, lovely straight 6 in fact from Gooch, and 3 4s in yet another 50.
Won't be pleased about that. That's twice Hardy has given himself a little room and put him away between point and cover.
And a beautiful shot this, making a little bit of room for himself. It wasn't a terribly good delivery, with only 3 fielders on the offside.
Only 4 men previously have made centuries in the 60 overs final. Brian Hardy, a century for Essex against Nottinghamshire, and a standing ovation for him.
Well, a magnificent performance from Brian Hardy. He's completely outshone Graham Gooch, who has been in such great form. Superb start for Essex.
Clive Rice is the bowler. Oh, beautiful fielding. Hemmings coming across very, very quickly. Constant in perfect position. Good piece of umpiring that.
A magnificent piece of cricket this. Quick single. Beautiful throw. And a dead heat.
Power and placement. Got himself in a position very quickly to hit that away over Robinson's head at rather deepish mid-off. 184 for naught. Hardy 101, 82 to Graham Gooch. It's Hemmings to Hardy. And that is a new record for 60 overs competition. Gooch and Hardy, who held the previous record at 184, have now added 185. It's in the air, short of broad. That's twice in the last 2 overs. The ball has gone in the air out towards fielders who've not quite attacked it. They've let it bounce several yards in front of them. That's between Broad and Martindale. Now brought up at 200 for Essex. Andy Pick has broken the partnership. Gooch out for 91, Hardy's 110 not out. And that will be welcome relief for Nottinghamshire supporters, not to mention the 11 players out in the centre as well. Success for Andy Pick.
And a good delivery from Andy Pick. In fact, that ball did move down the hill, but obviously Graham Gooch was looking to strike everything in this situation as it was. Out. That's it. He's run out. Magnificent piece of fielding by Eddie Hemmings there. Went off the pad, square of the wicket. Decided to take a run, and Hemmings hit correct. Superb piece of fielding. Here we can see that again. Off the pad, square, a little bit of hesitation. And a marvellous throw. Just beating Brian Hardy by a short head.
Gave himself room. It was a great shot. Don't see that too often. It's the shortest boundary down there, but all the same, 6 into the mounts down there is a fine hit. Brings up 250. Takes McEwen on to 26. And Rundle chases again. But nothing he can do this time. Full bunger there, full toss. Flattered away by McEwen through mid-wicket. This already proven an expensive over for Saxby. Hadley to Pringle. He's clattered that out wide of long on for 4 more. These are very, very useful runs indeed, coming from number 3, number 4 batsmen. They both moved up the order a little bit, coming in place of young Paul Pritchard. Just 4 balls remaining. McEwen really has got it away with some quite extraordinary strokes. Rice to Pringle. But no more than a single off the last ball, a leg by indeed, which takes Essex on after their 60 overs to around 280 for the loss of only 2 wickets. With Kenny McEwen being undefeated on 46 and Derek Pringle on 29 at the close.
Well, well, the second highest score in a 60-over final. And what a prospect for Notts. But the pitch is obviously very good for batting. Tremendous opening stand there of 202. And when Graham Gooch is in that sort of form, Essex usually win, but Ken McEwen and Derek Pringle made 77 of 59 balls, and that included an astonishing burst of the last 4 overs, which brought them 44 runs. And the bowling, well, only Kevin Cooper, I think, will want to re-examine the bowling figures, and then he'll wonder why Clive Rice didn't give him his full quota of 12 overs. So how will Notts reply? Let's join their most accomplished openers, Tim Robinson and Chris Broad. We'll join them in the 4th over. It's just 1 for no wicket, so that's a slow start. Richie Benno is in the commentary box, and Ian Pont is bowling to Tim Robinson.
Nice shot from Robinson, straight down the ground. And Robinson's in trouble there. It looks as though he might have done a muscle. This is what happened to Tim Robinson when he pushed off, went for the single. So it looks as though he's done something in his hip.
Hoisted that well away as Robinson for 4. It's been some little time since we've had a 4. And that indeed is the first time that Tim Robinson has found the boundary in his innings of 28 to date. It's the best shot we've seen for a while there from Chris Broad, forced away, beautifully timed off the back foot for 4 runs.
This really was a very, very good shot indeed. He goes forward to start with and just rocks back and clips it away through mid-on.
Two 4s for Chris Broad in this over, takes the Notts reply on to 75. And his personal contribution on to 42. Neat, a fine deflection followed there by Robinson. Up she rolls in front of the pavilion for 4 more. And this is a magnificent reply by the Notts boys.
Yes, and the acceleration coming just at the right time.
That's 50 to Chris Broad. 100 comes up at the same time. This is a splendid partnership between these 2 Test players. And that was a delightful little stroke by Chris Broad. And 50 for Robinson. 50 from 105 balls faced. He's had more of the strike than Chris Broad. He's had 3 boundaries and his 4th consecutive half-century this year in Nat West competition matches.
That's a big slog. It's out there on the boundary and it's just cleared. 6 runs, touch and go. Pritchard was right underneath it, just cleared in by a foot or 2. Now to Robinson. Pont coming back, Broad's gone down, it could be in trouble, indeed he is, and he's out. And that, my word, was a serious error by Broad. Absolutely no chance there of a 2nd run. Robinson knew it, Broad didn't, he set off, got himself stranded, and a fine throw coming in from young Ian Pont. Sees a breaking up of this opening partnership on 143. See it again. Robinson clipping it away through mid-wicket. He's a single, and that's all it ever was, as Pont has got the ball in his hand as they start to turn. At least only Broad starts to turn. And as you can see, he never had a hope. 7.25 now. That's the pressure that's mounting the whole time on Notts. he's gone. Robinson finally picked up by Hardy down at deep square leg. For a fine knock, very valuable 80. It leaves Knox now 153 for 2 in the 43rd over. Shall we see that dismissal again? Robinson aiming for that short boundary again. Didn't just quite give it enough. And Hardy, who's got a very safe pair of hands, pouches it down at deep square leg.
And that's gone. Rice is gone. The pressure on the batsman has become intense, and Brian Hardy has taken another catch, and Essex are in the box seat. 173 for 3. Rice goes. Randall is the not-out batsman, and Essex applying more and more pressure.
He's middled that skillfully. Found that gap on the leg side. It's 4 runs. Derek Randall asking the umpire there how many balls left in the over.
I'm afraid that's the area the ball's got to go to get some boundaries. This other side is very big indeed, and John Lever's bowling pretty straight, so he's got to get inside it and hit it on that leg side boundary, which is quite a bit smaller.
Lever in then to finish his spell with Randall on 49. His 50 is no trouble. So applause both for Randall and Lever. So it's for Randall's 50 coming up off only 48 balls. And John Lever finishing with 12 overs. A little bit of hammer on the last 2 or 3, but still 53 runs. Well, it really would be a miracle if not to manage 18 off this last over. But what a gallant fight they've made of it. Pringle to bowl it. They're going to come back for a second. Once again, they've run well. 16 they wanted off 5 balls. That's 4 of them. Picked his spot nicely as Derek Randall.
Well, Randall making a lot of room. That ball was missing leg stump by 6 inches, and he's still got away square on the offside.
Wanted, 4 balls left. So it's got to be boundaries now. Fletcher must be on the verge here of yet another trophy. It's a good chance, 4 more. So this game bound to go now to the last ball, and this is the 3rd time that will have happened since Nat West took over this competition.
Fletcher having a word with Derek Pringle. He's a bit of pressure on him there, and he's a no ball or something now, and the game really is alive.
6 wanted, 2 balls left. That's through again. I think he's picked 4 more up, indeed he has. And from nowhere, Randall has brought Notts to the verge of victory. What a tremendous performance this is by Derek Randall. 66 is made. And now there's some pressure on Essex. The pressure has been very much the way of Nottinghamshire for the last hour, and now the very last ball of the match, the pressure is reversed. I think one should point out that if they take a single off this ball to make the scores level, then Essex would win because they've lost fewer wickets. And Fletcher will take his time. We've seen this before.
Yes, what he's trying to do is to get all the deep fielders in so they can't get it too, but he's still got Ian Pont right out at long on. There's certainly 2 out to him. All the other deep fielders have come in about 10 yards. Derek Rand will be telling young Martindale that they've got to go for 2, whatever the situation, wherever the ball goes. So, what a marvellous finish to the cricket season now.
They've got to run 2. The last ball, Pringle to Randall. It's out. Would you believe it? If Derek Randall had walked inside and let that go by, it would have been a wide. So tremendous finish. Essex have scrambled home by a margin of 1 run after a fascinating Nat West Cup final. And Randall, who brought them so close to victory, was caught by Pritchard off the very last ball of the day. He went for 66, leaving Knox 279 for 5.
And there it is, Essex winners by 1 run off the very last ball. And what a finish, even for the truly impartial spectator. Final scoreboard shows Robinson and Broad supplying the base, an opening stand of 143, and then that inspirational stuff from Derek Randall. And what about young Martindale playing his first one-day match, never mind a Nat West final. And the Essex bowling, Stuart Turner was the most successful, but you'd hardly call this a superb final for a bowler. However, while the shouting still raged, Keith Fletcher stepped forward to receive the Nat West Trophy, indicating that his own successful career goes on and on. The Man of the Match award was made by Peter May, and he chose Brian Hardy for his splendid century and 2 fine catches. So that's the first 5 years of the Nat West Trophy competition, and what marvellous luck the sponsors have had. Of the 5 matches, 3 spectacular finishes, all of them ending with the very last ball of the match. And I think players and spectators all agree that this is a marvellous and dazzling way to say goodbye to an English summer and a very pleasant way to store memories